Selling ain't hard when you know how. Selling ain't hard when you know how. Selling ain't hard when you know how. Yeah. When you believe that selling is just showing up, looking good, presenting your product in a beautiful way with all the lofty things you want to say about your product, it's great, it's fantastic, it's fast, it's quick, it's better than anything you've ever seen. If that's what you believe selling is, then you will fail in the long run. Because today's consumer, it's a little smarter. He's a little smarter, she's a little brighter, they know what they want. So selling isn't hard unless you guess at it. If you guess at it, then guess what? You're going to be guessing for a long time. And even if you do sell something, you don't know why you sold it because you're guessing at selling. So how do we become good at selling? Wow, what a great question. We become good at selling by first understanding our product. That's the basics. Let's assume that you know that already. We also know that you can be good at selling if you know who your target audience is. Let's assume you know that too. Then now the third part is really, do we have a process? Do we have a sequence that we will follow? The third piece of the sales puzzle. And once you have the process, then within that process, we break it down into subgroups, so to speak, smaller processes, and then analyze what we need to say when we first meet the customer. Once we first meet the customer, then what do we show them? What do we present? What do we say? How do we close? Get the idea? That's what selling is. If I understand the product, if I understand who I'm selling to, that is most likely to say yes to what I'm offering, and if I have a sales process, if you put all these three together, how can you not help but be successful at selling? See, again, people want to buy. People want to buy. Listen to what I just said. The consumer who walks in the store wants to buy. Nobody walks in and says, let me walk in the store, I don't want to buy anything. And even if they did say it, do you really believe it? No, they're looking for something. And when somebody comes out in the car lot, for example, are they looking for a car? Of course they are. Why else would they spend their day, a beautiful day, on a car lot? Because they're looking for something. When somebody walks into a retail store, let's say a Best Buy or something, they're looking for something. And our job as salespeople is to really help them understand what it is they're looking for. And here's the other thing we have to do. There's so much information coming at these customers that they don't know how to sift through the information. See, when you become a great salesperson, you're able to clear things out and make the path clear for the customer. When the customer says, I think I should buy that, you say, no, let me suggest this, but let me also educate you on why. And the customer's going to say, he knows, she knows, and that's fantastic. That's what selling is today. Can we provide insight to our customers? Insight, what a great word. Insight, the ability to provide information that's beyond the obvious. Listen to what I just said there. It's information beyond the obvious. If you present information to a customer that they already know or have figured out or have researched, then you've not positioned yourself as a great salesperson. You've just positioned yourself as a repeater of information they already know. But if you can provide insight, information beyond the obvious, in other words, something they haven't heard before or didn't know about, educate them, enlighten them to a point where they look at you and go, this person really understands what they're talking about. Oh, now you're selling. That's a salesperson. See the difference? See, reading a brochure is one thing, and regurgitating or presenting the information back to the customer, that's not selling. That's showing. Big difference. Selling is providing insight, giving them things they don't know, providing insight, information beyond the obvious. See the difference? Are you showing or are you selling? And the majority of people are over here. They're only just showing. They show up and show you the product, tell you about the product, but never really connect with the client to make them really understand why that product or service is the best. That's selling. So if today you find yourself just repeating information, you're showing, you're not selling. I want you to be a great salesperson. So what I want you to focus on is, how do you present great information? Now you got to do a little research. You got to study a little bit. You got to understand your product better than the customer coming through that door. You got to understand it better than your big clients. You have to be the expert. Now, Listen carefully to what I'm about to say, because you're probably saying, well, how do I gain that knowledge, Victor? How do I gain it? And you're probably going to say, our company doesn't have a great sales training program. If that's what you're saying to yourself, shame on you. You always have to assume that the company doesn't have a training program, because at the end of the day, the responsibility for selling is yours. You're accountable for your sales number. And if the company doesn't have a sales training program, guess what? Go out and find the information. Go out and find the expertise. Go talk to people. Go talk to veterans, people who've been around in the business. Go talk to the people who actually developed the product. Find this information for yourself. Take that personal accountability and go get the information yourself. Don't wait for the company to spoon feed it to you. Figure it out for yourself. And if the company does have a great training program, great, fantastic. But beyond that training program, there's going to be information you're still going to need. And you need to go out and get what you need to make your number so you can make your commissions. Don't wait for the company to train you. I hear that a lot. Victor, but they don't have a training program. They just threw me out in the field. I get that. I sympathize with you. I've been there, but I learned early on. Stop your whining. Figure it out for yourself. That's why they're paying you. Get the idea? So as soon as we take personal accountability for our knowledge, for who we are and how we sell, then we've become, in other words, this walking P&L, profit and loss center. We see ourselves as a small business unit. In other words, we're going to go out there and sell, and you are accountable. In this case, I am accountable for selling. I'm accountable for the information I take in, the education, and the presentations I dish out. Oh, the presentations. Yeah, Victor, the presentations. Yeah, marketing doesn't give us a lot of information. What? Marketing doesn't give you a lot of information? Could be true, but so what? Just like I told you not to wait for the company to train you, don't wait for marketing to give you all the information. Again, figure it out for yourself. Try to compile this information. I know, Victor, but where do I get the information? It's all around you. Again, talk to people who've bought your product. Figure out from them, what is it that you like about our product that you bought from us? Why did you buy from us? Imagine going up to people who've already bought from your company and asking them that simple question, why did you buy from us? And the information you will garner from that will be invaluable. Stuff that maybe even marketing is missed, because you're asking the people who've bought and you're asking them the reasons why they bought. So maybe you're going to get better information. Then you take this information, then you talk to the veterans again. Say, hey, when you're selling, what are some of the things you say? How do you position your product? How do you kind of position it with messaging? How do you do that? And they're going to give you great information. And then you take whatever material you've given from the company, whether it's a PowerPoint presentation or slides, whatever it may be, and then what you do is you organize that in such a way that it fits with your sales process. Do you see what I'm going at here? I'm trying to get to is that don't worry about the company giving you training. Don't worry about them giving you the right information. Don't worry about marketing giving you the right slides or the right data or the right case studies or the right videos or the right materials. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to take personal responsibilities on you, on selling. This is your job. Remember, you are a standalone business unit. You are responsible for your revenues. Nobody else is. At the end of the day, you have a quota and you better hit that quota or else, well, you know the consequences if you don't. Get the idea? I'm trying to give you a mindset here, because too often we wait for other people to do things for us, and then we use as an excuse not to actually sell. In other words, I didn't get the proper training, marketing didn't give me the right information, and engineering didn't include that feature. Oh, engineering. Yeah, I forgot about those guys. Yeah, they never give us all the right features, right? Because salespeople, God forbid, we always need new features, right? But here's the reality. Sell what you have. If the customer is asking for new features and you know you don't have it and you know it can't be developed because the production cycle is too long, then sell what you have. Learn to sell what you have. But Victor, what if they don't want to buy what I have? Well, guess what? You're selling to the wrong crowd. Again, figure out who your target market is for the product that you currently have, not the product you will have. Understand what I'm saying here? Sell to the group that will buy your product today as is. Again, personal accountability. Let's not worry about the company giving us training, marketing giving us the right information, or engineering or product people giving us the right products. Let's sell what we have. Let's figure out how to wrap our messaging around it. And at the end of the day, let's take personal responsibility for our own training. So where could I get all some information, Victor? Where could I learn all this stuff? Well, I'm glad you're watching this video, but I mean, go up on any website, type in any question you have about sales. The internet is the greatest library in the world, bigger than the Library of Alexandria. This is the most powerful tool today, is the internet. So there's no excuse for not having the right information. It blows me away when people say, well, I don't know how to do that. Are you kidding me? You don't know how to do that? Well, Google it. Right? Get on the search engines, find it. It's on the internet. Somebody has that same dilemma and somebody has figured it out. So why not just go up online and figure it out for yourself? See, I'm trying to give you a mindset here, because when you take personal responsibility for you, your sales ability, your accountability for your numbers, and your personal development, this is what I'm talking about. Listen carefully, because I want to summarize with this message. If you can sell, listen carefully. If you can sell, and you can sell well, and you become very good at selling, you will never need a job. What do I mean by that? Because when you're good at selling, people will come after you. You never have to worry about a job, because people will come after you, because they'll want you, because you're the best. That's why you need to develop your own personal sales skill. Don't wait for people to feed you the skills. Develop your own skills. And when you become so good at selling, people are going to come after you. And guess what? Just like any product in the market, you position yourself to the highest bidder. Why not? If they have a great product, it's a great company, position yourself that way. But my point here is that when you're great at selling, when you're very good at it, you never have to worry about, one, having a job, because you'll always have a job when you're a great salesperson. Two, you never have to doubt your abilities, because you're very good at what you do, and you understand that if I talk to the right people in the right markets with the right products, with the right process, I'll always sell. So that means your anxiety level goes down, because you know what you can do and how your performance can be. And when you have this type of attitude and you go meet with customers, you tell the customer in so many words, I know what I'm talking about. I am an expert. I understand my product. I understand your needs. I'll ask you a question, but at the end of the day, I'm going to help you provide insight, information beyond the obvious, Mr. Customer, that you will appreciate me. And that customer is going to say, I always want to deal with that salesperson, because when that guy walks in the door, he knows what he's talking about. Isn't that what you want to hear from your customers? That's what I'd like to hear. When my customers tell me, no, I just want to deal with Victor. Oh, I love that, because apparently I've provided value. So again, folks, let's take personal responsibility for who we are, for our own sales ability, our personal responsibility. You're a walking business unit. You're a walking P&L. You are a business unit, and you should treat yourself that way. Be the best at selling by understanding the product, the markets, the process. Put it all together. Be responsible. Be great at selling. This is Victor Antonio with another sales influence tip, reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.